Meet Natchi Lazarus, digital strategist and author of The Connected Church. He is a digital and social media marketing consultant who specializes in working with nonprofits, churches, and faith-based social ventures. With Jesus' joy and a round of applause, let's welcome Natchi Lazarus.
Can we get started? Tech. Okay, I guess we can get started. All right, great. So all of you, it's wonderful to meet you through this online virtual summit. I have been there in person, so I absolutely can almost sense the climate. I can almost sense what all of you are feeling. So it's just that I'm just online in the physical, but in the spirit, I'm all with you, all of you. And as you can see, this is what I got when I was there. So just wanted to wear it, wanted to have this opportunity to wear this. And greetings to you from India, from this part of the world, from for all my brothers and sisters in Lagos, Nigeria. All right, let's get started. We've got a very important session ahead of us, so I do not want to take any time away from what we have to discuss. So let's look into what we have for today. 2022 digital opportunities and how to be prepared for it. So I want to talk to you today about this particular opportunity that is in front of us. I know that what we've gone through is not something any of us can forget. Our lives have turned upside down in the last 2 years, but what we have ahead of us is something that we need to prepare for. 2022 is going to be unlike any other year because simply because it comes after 2020 and 2021. You know, whenever I say this, people are like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" But you know what I'm talking about, because 2020 and 2021 have been years like never before, right? And because of that, what happens is people's behavior online has completely now is completely transformed. People think differently. There are new habits that are formed. The lockdown and the restrictions have changed the behavioral patterns of people, which has opened up new ways of us reaching people using the digital space. So in 2022, let's just look at some of the opportunities that are ahead of us. I want to talk to you about various opportunities, and I also want to weave it along with the preparation. So today I want you to walk away from this session with a lot of value, not just understanding the opportunities, but also taking some notes on what you can do next step. This is almost all I do. So all I'm telling you is practical things that have worked for us for clients all over the world, ministries and churches and different organizations that we work with for digital and social media. So get ready. I'm going to share with you 5 important things, 2 mindset shifts and 3 tactical shifts that are going to help you take advantage of this opportunity. So let's get started. But I want to give you a picture of what happened in the digital space in 2020. We all know about the waves, right? The waves of the virus that happened. But along with that, like I told you, something shifted in the lives of people. First of all, what happened is in 2020, 57% of the people got on social media. So if you look at 57% of the world's population, by the way, and that is not including children and elderly people and people who are not on tech and so on. So literally everyone on the web were on social media simply because of our situation. So there's a huge influx into tech. 99% of them were on mobile. So keep these 2 things in mind for all I'm going to share with you in the time that we're going to spend here. The second important thing I want you to notice here in my slide, we just go to this part here, you will see the growth in 2020. Just between 2020 and 2021, 500 million new users were added to social media. Listen to me, 500 million new users, not existing users, new users. 500 million people created new accounts on social media, adding to the tally. So there's a tremendous influx of not just people, but also people on social media and the digital space who suddenly become reachable to you using a single platform. The beauty of digital and social media is it's a single platform. See, if it was not a single platform, then media has always been around, right? The TV has always been around, and other types of media have always been around. The beauty of social media and the digital space is that it's a single platform which gives you access to all these millions of people. So that shift kind of happened in 2020, and we all know about that. But the important thing I want you to notice is the consolidation. Something happened in 2021 after the pandemic. As things started moving, the industry started getting consolidated, right? And I want to show you a quick statistics here. This is a very popular statistics. Many of you would have seen. It's from Hootsuite. They release it every month. In fact, they released one 2 days ago. So October 2021 release data is out. But I want to show you something from the finding. I don't want to even go to data, but I want to show you finding from the social media platform user overlap statistics that I have here. I want to take you to this bottom part where they talk about the finding. And look at the finding. Based on various channels, this is what they say. Indeed, if reach is your primary objective, you can focus on just one or two of the larger platforms, safe in the knowledge that you have the potential to reach what? 99% of social media users. Let me say that again. If you can focus on one or two of the larger platforms, safe in the knowledge that you have the potential to reach 99% of social media users. So not just the number of users, not just, people on social media, but the consolidation also suddenly opens up this opportunity for you and me to say, if I am on just one or two platforms, I have this incredible opportunity to reach 99% of all the social media users. And who are the 99% of all social media users? 57% of the entire population. So think about that. I mean, this is an opportunity as an entrepreneur, as a ministry leader, or whatever you do as a professional. This is something you simply cannot ignore if you know anything about statistics, right? So that is why these first wave and second wave in 2020 and 2021 opens this new era for us when it comes to 2022. So all that I'm going to talk to you about, the 5 different tactical and mindset shifts that I'm going to talk to you about, are meant to prepare you for this new entry into this new era. All right. So let's look at some of the things the dynamics that have come in. First of all, more channels. Even though I say 2 channels, Facebook and Google basically consolidated the whole thing. And I'm so excited that Facebook started their office in Lagos, by the way. Of course, I've been following that news. So that's exciting. Even though these 2 companies have consolidated, more channels are cropping up, right? Popping up. Recently, just the day before yesterday, Pinterest declared that they have reached a new user milestone. Snapchat is reporting growth. So most channels are also growing, not just the consolidators, but the channels are also growing. So there are more social channels, and there is more content. If I can just pull up this slide that talks about content that is created in 1 minute, it's incredible how much of content is created every single minute, like millions of blogs, hundreds of thousands of hours of video. Every single minute, so much content is created. Now, these are throwing up new challenges for you and me. Of course, social media has so much opportunities. Of course, there is a lot of potential, but there are also interesting challenges. There are more creators. So you're competing with more people, right? More people are, when I started out, I've been in this space for marketing for 20 years. I've been in the digital social media space faith-based space for about more than 15 years now with business consulting combination. Last 7-8 years, I've been focusing completely on this faith-based space. And what I'm seeing is when we started out, there was not much of action. In fact, I've been going around the world telling people to get on digital, right? Way before the pandemic hit. We started in our own church, we started live streaming in 2007-8. Imagine that. Then later in 2020, everybody's scrambling to get on live streaming. We started in 2007-8. So I've been going around telling people to start. Nobody started, but now there are more creators. So people are jumping into this bandwagon. They understand what's going on. So there is more creators. That also throws up a challenge for you. And then more tech. They're talking about more software, more CRM tools, There's just more noise. So all these are new set of digital challenges for 2022, and I want you to be aware of it, because it's not only opportunities that we need to be aware of, but also the challenges. But having said all that, in spite of all these challenges, this is a huge, incredible opportunity that is in front of our eyes. So let's dive right in and see what can we do to serve people successfully in this digital space. What can we do to really take advantage of this opportunity? So let's talk about two things today. I'm going to talk to you about two things. One is a mindset shift, another is a tactical shift. Two mindset shifts and three tactical shifts. You ready? Let's get started. First, part one, two mindset shift. What can you think differently? How can you shift your mind? Because the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he, right? So the mindset is crucial here. So let's talk about that. And this is a key question. This is a question as a consultant I ask every single person I work with when I start. Who do you want to reach on social media? So let me ask you, who do you want to reach on social media? If I'm sitting in front of you, all of you listening to me, most of you, you know what you will say? You will say everyone. Because all of us want that. All of us want to reach everyone. And like I told you, 57% of the world is on social media. So if you can reach, why not reach, right? Right. I mean, tactically, strategically, it is right. But when you come to social media mindset, you have to change, because we are used to this crowd mindset. We are always saying we want to reach more people, more people. And even when you say media, we are used to TV, we are used to all these big media that reaches millions and millions of people. And we always want to reach the crowd. So that is how we are thinking. But let me ask you this. How do people actually consume content on social media? Tell me that. You are thinking about everyone, right? But how do they consume content? They consume content in a personal, one-on-one manner, right? Even if you create a video that goes viral with millions of views, these million people have actually seen it by themselves, because it is on their phone that they consume your content on social media. It is one-on-one. That is the behavior. They sit down, they look at it. It's a one-on-one consumption pattern that we are seeing, right? And even if people are in a group, the other way I went to a mall, I noticed all these young people sitting there. What are they doing? They're having a get-together, but they're all on their phones. I'm like, what's the point of the get-together? So people are consuming, even if they're in a group, they're consuming content one-on-one, right? So here is my point, the first point of today. If you walk away with anything, just walk away with this from the Kingdom Summit. It's not everyone, but it is one. Let me say that again. The success on social media is going to depend on your mindset that says, I am not here to reach everyone. I am actually here to reach one. Because the more you concentrate on reaching this guy, you will have more success reaching all these people, because this guy is a sample of all these people. My friends, if you don't understand this, you will go about creating content for everyone, which is not going to work. The more you create content for one, the more it will work for everyone. This is something that we've found time and again with our clients, with the people we work with. This mindset is crucial. Not everyone, but one. That is my very first point for you today. And I want to demonstrate it with a real life example. We have a weekly news. I release a weekly top 5 digital and social media news. And I've been doing this for more than 130 weeks now. Actually, next week is going to be 135 weeks. So we've been doing it for a long time now. So we have a lot of data. So if you go to YouTube and look at Connected Church News, you will see all of my previous recordings. So we talk about the 5 news items. Like, for example, last week we spoke about Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and all of that. So you will see all these videos. So I want to show you what happened. When we started out saying, look, social media and digital is useful for everyone. So let's just brand it in a very generic term. So we just called it, social media, digital media news. And even though churches and church ministries, church leaders and ministry leaders was our focused group, this particular piece of content, we said, let's keep it general, because I just started getting feedback from people after my first 2 or 3 videos saying, why don't you keep it general? Because everybody can use this. So I said, okay, fine, let's keep it general. But guess what happened? It did not move. It did not move forward as fast as we thought. But then we said, no. We are not here for everyone. We are here for one. So we started focusing on our audience, that one person. So then we started tweaking the entire content for church leaders and ministry leaders. So even the way I present the news, I started changing, and I started contextualizing for church leaders and ministry leaders, which was our target audience. So when you tweak your message for one, suddenly something starts happening. I'll show you. Look at the statistics. This is Instagram reach. And look what happened in the early days. And look what is happening now, right? Now we've reached more than 5 million. And suddenly from nothing, we started seeing this incredible growth. And all of this started simply because we went from saying we are for everyone to we are for one. So I really want to encourage you. The same thing happened with Facebook as well. More than almost 7 million reach. And the same growth pattern. And it all started almost at the same time in all channels. And the growth that we started seeing continue to happen even today. It's not a very big piece of content. We don't get millions of views, but we get we've reached millions of people. But we do reach the right kind of people, right? The important thing is this: don't worry about big numbers. The point is, all of us are here for a niche audience. You are not called to do everything for everyone, because everything to everyone means nothing to no one. I say that again. Being everything to everyone means being nothing to no one. It's very difficult to be in that space, because and especially for Christians, because we are called to, preach the gospel to the entire earth. So moment we want to say, who do you want to reach? We say entire earth, of course. But look at Jesus. He didn't do entire earth. He started with 12 people. And then he went on to the little bit bigger. That is how he built it. So start with your niche audience. Go behind the one. Create personas. You already have the answers in terms of who these people are. And all of you, this persona exercise will completely revolutionize you. I still have personas that I look at that persona and I say, this is my audience. And this is the person I create content for. And start creating content addressing that person. And this will give you breakthroughs in 2021. That's my number one point for today. Let's move on to the second mindset shift. The second shift is omni-channel media mindset. What do I mean by that? There are two approaches to channels, media channels. One is a multi-channel mindset. Another is an omni-channel mindset. Many years ago, we started doing multi-channel. In fact, I've taught multi-channel, and even today, multi-channel works. What is this multi-channel and omni-channel business? Let me explain in a minute. Multi-channel is basically saying, this is what I am offering. Now, you may be a business person, you may be a nonprofit, you may be a church. So you're saying, this is my offering, right? And my audience are spread over different channels. So I'm going to reach some people through live stream. I'm going to reach some people through social media posts. I'm going to reach some people through mobile apps. And I'm going to spread my message. This is a multi-channel approach, which is good. There's nothing wrong about it, right? But what we are starting to see is, because of the pandemic and the way the mobile has developed and the way people are spending time and the behavior of people changing, what works better is an approach called omni-channel approach, where you're not just saying, this is what I do, I will put it on multiple channels, but you are saying, this is what my audience wants. Listen carefully. It's a subtle shift. You put your audience at the center of your communication and say, my audience are right at the middle of this circle, right here. They are the kings. They are accessing live stream, social media, mobile apps, the same channels, but they are accessing it seamlessly and jumping between channels, right? This person who you're trying to reach is sometimes using his phone to access. For example, let me give you a clear example, right? Let's say you start watching a video on YouTube on your phone, right? You keep watching a video, YouTube video on your phone, and then something happens. So you just stop and you go and you come back and you open your computer. What do? You just go to YouTube, continue watching, and YouTube actually knows where you left off, and the video starts where you left. So you have actually moved from one part to another, one device to another. And if you're watching, say, live stream, for example, right now, Kingdom Summit live stream is going live on YouTube. It's going live on Facebook, right? So suppose you had a situation where you would leave YouTube and go to Facebook. What would you do? No big deal. You'll open on Facebook and continue watching. You have completely moved platforms. but you still expect the content to work, right? You completely move devices, but you still expect the content to work. It could be on TV, and then maybe you switch on the TV. TV is all smart TV now, so you start watching stuff on TV. So what I'm saying is consumers are multi-device, multi-platform, and multi-channel. Therefore, you have to move from your multi-channel to omni-channel, because you need to be omnipresent on all of this. That is why when you develop a website, you need to think of it from a mobile aspect, from a computer aspect, from a social media aspect, all of that. And when you do content, you need to think, how does it look on a mobile? How does it look on a computer? You have to start thinking like that. And you have to say, where does my audience spend time? And how can I be developing my omni-channel strategy? Look at Google. Google says omni-channel store visits, right? 80% increase. This is from Google. Think with Google. So omni-channel is the way to go for 2022. So keep that in mind, that mindset. And omni-channel will work only if you understand what your audience want, what is their pathway, what is the path that they're taking, how watch what they're doing, understand their behavior, pathway for them, and follow them around. If they want to watch you on mobile, if they want you to connect on YouTube, connect with them. If they want you to connect on WhatsApp, connect with them. Look, I'll give you an example. A few weeks ago, Facebook announced that you can give a call to action for advertising. Like you release an ad on Facebook. We're going to talk about advertising later. But let's say you release an ad on Facebook. Earlier, you had to select a call to action. Call to action is a button, right, that appears below the ad. So somebody looks at the ad and they click and they talk to you. Now, earlier what you do is you have to select either WhatsApp or you select Facebook Messenger, and people will click on it and have a conversation. You know what Facebook is saying? Facebook is saying you don't even have to select it. If you are on Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, and you tell us, we will do it for you. Imagine, like let's just say your pastor, Ben Akabuezi, is using only WhatsApp. He doesn't use Instagram. Just example. And you want to reach him, right? What would you don't have to know what he's using because it's virtual, right? You don't even know your audience. So you don't know what Pastor Ben is using. He's only using WhatsApp. He's not using Instagram. Now, but who knows that he's using WhatsApp? Facebook knows. In fact, Facebook knows more about him than anybody else. Facebook knows more about you and me than anybody else, right? They know everything. So they know Pastor Ben is using WhatsApp, not Instagram. So in your ad, when they show it to Pastor Ben, they will actually show WhatsApp button instead of a Instagram button. Whereas I use a lot of Instagram. When the same ad comes to me, they will show me what? Instagram button. That's called custom call to action, automated. So things like that are happening. This is just an example of the omni-channel mindset that I want you to have. Okay, so create content in various formats, but for one audience. See, the first principle of not everyone, but one still applies. So track that, track their journey, and move forward. That's point number 2. Now let me quickly go to the tactical shifts. Part 2, where we're going to talk about tactical changes that you need to do. So far, we talked about mindset changes, 2 mindset changes. Now we're going to talk about 3 tactical shifts. What is the first tactical shift? All of you recognize that symbol, budget allocation shift. In 2022, you cannot allocate your budget the same way you've been allocating in the past because things have changed, right? The budget allocation shift is all media budgets cannot be in one bucket because most of the time I talk to organizations, they say, this is my media budget. You can't do that anymore. You have to split your budgets. You have to split your production budget. You have to split your measurement budget. You have to split your promotion budget. You have to split your tracking budget. You have to start splitting your budget in different ways and say, this is the total amount that I'm spending, but I'm going to have a clear demarcation because I'll tell you the reason. Because when you don't have the demarcation, what happens is you're saying, I spent, $1 million, dollars or, $10,000 or Nairas, or whatever you are saying, this amount I spent, let's just say $10,000, for example. I spent $10,000 in this year on media. But Out of that, if you look at it, you would have spent $7,000 to $8,000 creating a video, right? Creating a set of videos. And you spent $1,000 on promoting it. Now tell me, what is better? Having an $8,000 video going to certain number of people, is that better? Or having $1,000 video going to 100 times that many number of people, which is better? What are you trying to do? You're trying to reach people, right? And there are different ways of reaching people. I'll tell you, sometimes in our campaigns, we create videos, we create images. Images are so cheap, so easy, Canva, create very quickly, and then we do it. Sometimes we spend a lot of time on videos. And when we release both side by side and do some testing, we find the images do better than the videos. Not all the time, but most of the time, right? So why would I sit and create videos? So I can allocate that budget towards a bigger promotional piece. So when you're doing, look at your buckets and allocate buckets based on what works. Measure, track, and start allocating your budget. So I want you to think clearly about that. So allocate ad budget for all your content pieces, by the way, because this is a pay-to-play zone. There is no more organic reach. Sorry about that, right? Facebook has made sure that there is no organic reach and the others are following suit. So you have to pay to play. So every piece of content you create, allocate a budget towards that in 2022. Don't say, I'll put it out there, brother. Organic is going to happen. No, brother, it's not going to happen. I have news for you. So you need to put every content needs to be backed by a budget. So that's the second point. The third is allocate a small budget for emerging technology testing. Like, for example, virtual reality, right? Augmented reality, things like that. A little bit of budget to keep testing, because you don't know where you will hit the jackpot, because there may be one avenue. For example, Instagram Reels ads. Have you tried Reels ads? Please try it, because we tried it and it's like, wow, we're getting more ROI on Reels ads than we got on anything else. So now we're doing a little bit of Reels ads. But how will I know if I never tried it? So you need to allocate a small budget for emerging technology testing. So those are 3 tactical shifts you can do for 2022. My next tactical shift is on messaging. Messengers, private media, I'm a big proponent. I cannot get over talking about the importance of private messaging strategy. Look at this. This is a recent news from WhatsApp. WhatsApp is saying you can import Android to Apple, Apple to Android, and you can do all of that. Why? Because they know. Look at this statistics in Nigeria. The top channel in Nigeria is WhatsApp, even bigger than Facebook. Obviously, because this is where we live, right? We all live on WhatsApp. This is where we do our business. We run our ministries. We talk to our family. Everything happens on this one single amazing app, right? And they've got WhatsApp Pay. They're doing multiple things to make our lives easier. So it will only continue to grow. But what are you doing about it? Because they are constantly releasing new features. They just released a feature where you can list your organization and make it discoverable. Somebody can come. There's going to be a directory. They're already testing this in Brazil. Look at this. Below this screen, you click on the new contact screen, no? Before you message. So below that screen, there will be new group, new contact. Now you will start seeing businesses nearby. Listen, businesses nearby. And then there is a category. What kind of business? Automobile business, restaurant, churches, everything. And then if you are listed on WhatsApp business, you will show up. But if you're not listed on WhatsApp business, you will not show up. But if you show up, if somebody is looking for a restaurant and you show up, guess what they can do? They can start a WhatsApp chat with you like that. And you can send them catalogs, you can send them details, you can get the business. The funnel becomes very short. The whole cycle becomes very short with WhatsApp. These kind of amazing possibilities. I can talk all day just about WhatsApp, right? But I'm not going to do that. And the big thing, I'm sure all of you know already, is to use WhatsApp web without connecting your phone. This was the last month's announcement. I'm using it. Absolutely amazing, right? Frees you from the phone. So things like that, constantly renewing, right? Constantly becoming better and better. So your omni-channel messaging options need to be developed. So it's not just omni-channel. Look, I'm building on each one, right? First we said everyone, not everyone, but one. And when you reach that one, how should you do it? Omni-channel. And not just simply omni-channel, but omni-channel messaging, because that is where the magic happens, right? Because people want to connect with you one-on-one. They feel private media is better than social media. Private messengers are better than social media. So they prefer it. And if they prefer it, it's your job and my job to give importance. And please focus on WhatsApp. in your market, even in other markets, WhatsApp is an emerging player. They will emerging giants. I mean, they're already huge, but they will continue to grow simply because of the features and everything built into it. Integrate with social media and private media. So don't just do it separately, but bring these two things together. That's what I would say. So you let not your social media strategy be separate, and then you say, okay, I'll just use WhatsApp for this and Facebook for this. No, Facebook says they don't want you to do that. I don't know if you've seen, Facebook is working and rolling out this whole idea of account center. Account center is basically going to bring Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp under one umbrella. And they want you to cross message each other. They want you to talk to each other. So you can take WhatsApp and message somebody on Instagram. You can take Instagram, message somebody on Facebook, and vice versa. So they just want to integrate, and you should be ready to integrate, right? My final mindset shift for the day is advertising strategy mindset shift. And tactical shift. In fact, sorry, not mindset shift, tactical shift. Tactical shift is to make your advertising look different, because digital advertising spending is going up. And obviously, because the whole world is online, and mobile advertising has overtaken desktop advertising. So when you focus on your ads, focus on mobile-based ads, mobile-based targeting, because obviously 99% of the world accesses social media through their mobile devices, right? So phase out and I'm not talking about the season like Christmas season and Easter. That's not the season I'm talking about. I'm talking about the season for your business. Are you in like acquiring stage? Then your ad has to be phased out on top of the funnel. So spend more money on top of the funnel if you're in the startup stage. But if you say I have enough base audience, but I'm not converting, then you focus most of your ads on middle of the funnel, which is basically conversion ads that get you more eyeballs, ads for your webinars, ads for your moving people down the funnel. So middle of the funnel ads. But if you're saying I've got both, but somehow people are not just closing that one last step, then maybe you should focus on your bottom of the funnel. So it depends on which phase you are and start phasing out your ad spend accordingly. All right. So that is the first thing I wanted to tell you. Second, very important, as much as I've spoken great things about Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, don't put all your buckets in there, even if they're going to change the name. It looks like in the next couple of days, Mark Zuckerberg has come up with a new name. Let's see what that is. Right? He's consolidating. Google is consolidating. And it's important for you to diversify, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? Like what happened with TikTok in India. I don't know if you've been following the news. We just use TikTok so much, and one fine day, poof, gone, So I'm not saying Facebook is going anywhere. They're not going anywhere, by the way. But what I'm saying is diversification is a good strategy. So diversify, and LinkedIn, for example, is producing incredible results. Look at LinkedIn ads. They're expensive, but the ROI is also great. YouTube ads can give you magic if you know how to do it. All discovery ads, all that work really, really well. Google ads have been working for a long, long time, way before Facebook came. So diversify your advertising strategy. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, but use what works for you. I mean, if Facebook works well, use it really well, but have a little bit of budget that keeps going to other channels so that you don't miss the bus when the shift happens. Ad funnels and targeting. I'm telling you, this is a pay to play season and an era. So build your expertise. Either you become an expert, but now I'm starting to mature to think all of us need not be experts in everything. You focus as church leaders. I tell them, look, they are trying to learn digital very seriously. Okay, to some extent, you need to understand, but hire people. I mean, look at your youngsters. Go to your youth group. They know more than me. They know more than any expert in the world, because they don't have to learn. It's in their system. They're digital natives. You just gave a phone to my 4-year-old. She knows more than me what to do. It's just intuitive. So take your youth group or hire a consultant. Do something. You don't have to learn everything, but do not miss the bus of building the capacity for you to address these needs. So very important season that we're living in. So let me recap and close and take some questions. I'm done for the day. First is everyone versus one mindset. Remember that. That's the first mindset shift that we talked about. Second mindset shift we talked about is omni-channel media strategy. Okay, focus not on multi-channel, but omni-channel. Subtle shift, but makes all the difference. The three tactical shifts we talked about are budget allocation shifts, the way you allocate budget has to change in 2022. And then the number 4 is messaging tactic shift, where you focus on private messaging. And finally, advertising strategy shift, where you focus on a different way in which you go about advertising. So those are the 5 things I had for you today. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, we will start taking up questions. If you want to connect with me, you can look for Natchi Lazarus on all sites. And also I have my WhatsApp link, natchi.link/WhatsApp, if you want to subscribe to the news. So thank you. Stay connected, stay blessed. Wonderful being in Kingdom Summit as always.